Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the final word. Everton progressed to the 4th round of the FA Cup with a 2-1 victory over Lincoln City. This video is sponsored by OneFootball. OneFootball's app makes it easy to keep up to date with transfer news, scores and stats in one place. To download the OneFootball app, click the link in the description. Go and do that now. Yeah, we're through to the 4th round, which is nice.
Nice to win a game of football, isn't it? After a couple of defeats.
See some goals scored at Goodison Park.
Yeah. First win at home for a while, wasn't it? Since November.
Since Cardiff.
Cardiff, November.
Cardiff,
yeah.
Man, that isn't it? But listen, you know what? Before we start talking about this game and getting not depressed, because we're not going to get depressed, we're just going to be constructive. We're through, aren't we?
It's all that matters.
We'll find out the fate.
We will
Tonight of who we play in the 4th round. But
Burton at home or someone.
Newport at home.
Newport at home. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're through, and that's all that matters, isn't it? And you know what? We could have played really well and lost a game of football to someone else, let's say. I remember going to Bristol City and seeing us get absolutely spanked and win the game 1-0. You know, that
before at home against Derby County, when Inchcliffe scored, it was dreadful, and he just popped up with the winner late on, didn't he? And that was it. We had 2 on the run, and then all of a sudden we clicked. So I mean, that's cup football. I mean, you know, we've got Sam Allardyce, who's, you know, keeps telling Marco Silva how much press he's under, but if I was Marco Silva, I'd just say, well, gone around further than you did, kid, in the FA Cup, because this time last year we were out, weren't we? Yeah. You know, so that's the thing. At the end of the day, we all wanted to see us play fantastic football and win 7 or 8-1 or 0 and really perform, but the reality of it is, it's just about getting through.
To be honest, I mean, I wasn't asked about how we played. I just wanted to get through. I think it was just how the game developed that was more annoying than anything else. But that's cup football. Sometimes, listen, it's been a busy period. You know, we've just come out of a lot of games, and I suppose that's why you do get shocks in the 3rd round of the FA Cup. One of the reasons behind it is because you've come off that and there's a temptation to rotate, and we've seen teams rotate this weekend. You know, in the FA Cup, you know, we've seen Leicester rotate, and they're out. It's as simple as that. They're out. You know, it is that thing where a manager looks at it and goes, we should have the quality today. I know there's been a lot of talk about the FA Cup, and I've seen reporters saying the FA Cup's dying. You know, really bad crowds at certain grounds. And well, listen, we spoke about it. We've spoke about the Christmas fixture list and how sapping it is on teams, and Premier League teams and Championship teams will look at that and go, it's not an idea of, oh, we don't, you know, we underestimate the opponents. Some teams will just say, we've got to rest players. We've just had 4 games in, you know, maybe, you know, it was 9 for us, 10, 11 days for other people. They will look at that and go, we've got to, this is a chance to rotate our squad, because we've got to, because some of our players are on their arses. We've got injuries as well, and we need to leave some players out. And I think, again, I don't want to go over the top about that Christmas period, but that for me is what you need to sort out, not the FA Cup. That'll sort itself out.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you're a certain age, like we are, it's, you know, and probably everyone over 30, you would look and go, it's still the FA Cup, and it's like you want to win it and the magic of it and all that. But football attitudes have changed. You know, when I was a kid, 3rd round day, so exciting because you believed you could win the FA Cup. Now, is that belief there that Everton can win the FA Cup at the moment? No, not really. We can, but do I believe that we'll win it? Not at the minute, but that can change. We could get another home draw tonight, could be Newport, like you said, whatever. Then all of a sudden you're in the 5th round with another home draw, and you start going, and our players could come back to form. So, you know, that's what it is. I think other people look and go, well, we're not going to win it anyway, it doesn't matter.
It is funny, isn't it? Because the more people say that the top sides don't take it seriously, yet only the top sides seem to win it.
Yeah.
That's the mad thing about it. Is that, you know, for the in the last...
is that quality? Is that down to their quality, or is it down to, you know, what would?
Well, I think for me it's down. Well, for me, I think it's simply down to squad depth for those top sides. They don't have to rotate as much, or when they do rotate, they're bringing quality in for quality. So it is down to that, and you don't see that many shocks nowadays for those top sides because they're good enough, and because there are 6. You know, that for one of them, that's a trophy. Then they can look at the end of the season and go, well, we did win something. It mightn't have been a great season otherwise, but we did win something. And
that's where the attitude has changed, though, you see, because it was years ago, the FA Cup was seen as something to build on. So if you won the FA Cup, it was kind of a point to that. You were starting to get a team that could really build and maybe challenge for the title. And so it was very much seen as there's the first bit of success there. The League Cup wasn't always seen like that, and basically Liverpool should win that every year anyway. But that was like a trophy. It was like, oh, we've won the League Cup, but the FA Cup was the one that a lot of people really wanted to win. It was a big thing. And like I say, it was almost seen as like, well, the next step now is naturally finishing higher up the league and then maybe winning it. And we had that obviously in '94, and in '95 we all, when we beat, you know, United, and we got on taking Chelsea in and we finished it, it was like we're progressing now, and that's the validation is winning that trophy. Where now, because of the media, let's be honest,
marketing.
And marketing,
it is marketing
has changed everyone's opinion. So when they keep coming out going the FA Cup's dying, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. People start looking, going, the FA Cup's dying. Well, there was just under 38,000 at Goodison on Saturday, you know, and a lot of the capacity was reduced because of obviously visiting fans and that. Well, it didn't seem to me like no one was asked with 5 minutes left when we were hanging on.
It is marketing though, and the Premier League was created off marketing. It's as simple as that. You know, the reason why you buy into something is what they sell you.
The message
the message they're selling you in the first place, and that's, you know, at the end of the day, it was the First Division 1 minute, it was the Premier League the next, and suddenly it was this new exciting world. But really nothing had changed apart from
new clothes, wasn't it?
Yeah, apart from a few badges on your shirt and you know, your numbers and stuff like that. Very little had changed, and it's the FA Cup, and I think the FA Cup have been slow to take that up. And you're absolutely right. But it doesn't help. It doesn't help, I suppose, when, you know, managers rotate and stuff like that. But that's where we are with the money and everything. But listen, Marco Silva had his press conference and he said he was taking it seriously, and he did take it seriously. You know, he only made, what was it?
Well, it was 5 changes, but it was players who would play in the Premier League anyway. Really, we all wanted. I mean, the biggest thing was when I seen Pickford was in goal. I was like, we want to win this. Obviously, John Joe Kenny had to stay in. He give Seamus another week, another rest. He brought in Yerry Mean and Kurt Zuma at the back. You wouldn't complain about them as a partnership at the back. Leighton Baines come in as captain for Luca Dean. I think everyone would have agreed Luca Dean needed a rest. The kid's played every minute of every game we've had since he come in, apart from the Carabao Cup games, the last one he missed. You know, and then in midfield, obviously Andre Gomez, we were saying needed a rest. So I think every change he made, I don't think anyone could really say anything about. You know, we had Bernard started, and rightly so. We had Lookman, who we all wanted to see, and give Theo a rest. And then up top, obviously, was Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who deserved to go. So it was quite a strong team. You know, Tom Davies in midfield with Gylfi and Garner. So on paper, you looked and you went, all right, good. We're taking this seriously, and this is what makes me laugh. With I see some statements by fans, and it's like by our fans at times, and it's like it's about time we took this cup seriously. Well, with the exception of when David Moyes and he put Carlo Nash in goal, and we got beat by Oldham. Yeah. Other than that, I think Everton have always taken it seriously.
Stephen Vessels.
Was it Vessels for that one?
Vessels.
What was it? Nash for Barty? Yeah. Whoever dropped it. But with the exception of that, I think Everton always take this cup seriously. I just don't think we're very good at what we don't do well is attitude of the players I don't think is correct in these games, and it could be literally thinking you're better than, thinking you don't have to match teams. And I think that's where a lot of Premier League teams fall down. They go out and they have this arrogance about them of like, yeah, we're good enough to beat these anyway.
Yeah.
And you just, sometimes you can't get up to the levels that you need to. And probably, like you said before, it's because of the run of games as well. So when you mix it all together, it becomes more of a battle than what it is. But he named a strong side, and I don't think anyone could have really any complaints with the team he put out.
No, I think, you know, it was a little bit, because it was made up of players, and because of the stage it comes at as well in the season, a lot of the players have played anyway. You're not bringing in a young kid in, you're not, everyone's played a part this season who played there. We've kept Pickford in goal, which means, you know, that's the signal for everyone really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and everyone's played a little bit, so everyone knows their own job at least, and probably the fella next to them's job. It's a little bit different from when we had the League Cup and there was like 3 new players in there, none of them, it's clearly different that. So we went out there strong, and I think that showed for the first, you know, for the first half an hour or so. I think, obviously, listen, they were backed by
6,000.
a very, very loud away contingent, you know, having a big day out, and that's fair enough, you know. Why not? You know, Everton give.
They weren't as loud as I thought they were going to be.
They went very, very quiet.
I was sat by the Gladys Street in the Upper Bullens, right in the corner, and I thought they'd have made more noise.
Yeah, they went very quiet when we went.
Well, obviously, yeah, we started the game. But listen, I mean, you know, we'll skate over the queues before the game, because it was. Were you all right?
Yeah.
Got there at 20-3 into Bullens Road and got in it with one minute to kick off from a. And we get 40,000 every week anyway, and we hadn't put 60,000 on this week for the next thing. It was just berserk. The queues were just everywhere. It was mad.
I think a lot of that, I mean, I got in quite early, which was unusual, probably a good job I did. I think a lot of that comes down to, obviously, people moving seats.
Still getting the same amount.
But people moving seats, and also a lot more probably paper tickets maybe for this game. I don't know, I can't explain it. It's a cock up. I mean, someone will have to sort that out, but we got onto it very quickly, which is very un-Everton like. I thought we got hold of the game immediately and pressed them straight back, and they looked early on like they were just thinking, like, let's get out of here without getting a hammering, you know, and because it looked like at one stage. But they put the big lad up front, didn't he? And I do mean big lad. He was a big unit, wasn't he?
Big lad for his mum.
It wasn't as big as the other unit that came on, but we'll talk. You know, they put one up front, tried to put loads of men in midfield, but I thought what we did really well for the first part of the game was we just got the ball and started using it, and straight away there was a couple of nice little touches. Bernard skipped away from someone, put Luckman in the first minute, he cut in really well. And to be honest, I was actually a little bit disappointed with the. I thought he had a lot more time.
Could have killed it.
I thought he had a lot more time. He's gone for power and he's just put it over the bar. But that was an early sign. I think that for them, some of their players, that was almost like, oof,
that was quick.
These moved the ball really, really quickly. We lose the ball, and I think as soon as that happened, they just all went back 5 yards, and we just started playing on the edge of their box, trying to carve little opportunities, just patient. And whether fans like it or don't like it, that's all you can do. When you're the better team and when people put men behind the ball, is just keep the ball. And I thought that's what we did really well in that spell. We just kept the ball and looked for the opportunity. And you know, Baines gets the ball. It ends up with Baines on the left, puts a lovely ball in. Lookman's at the back post, and it's a really good header, really intelligent header. Just puts it over the head of the keeper, and obviously there's a lad behind the line who tries to handball it away, but it had already gone in, and you know, you're 1-0 up, and then straight away we find the second one, and the second one actually was a really good goal. You know, lovely ball by Sigurdsson, Don, lovely little round the corner, and it's a great finish by Bernard. And that all comes down for me by just keeping the ball and keeping it simple, and not knowing what your job is.
Well, it was movement. we moved the ball. I thought Sigurdsson started the game deep, and that's why he was on the ball a lot. And when he pushed, ironically, when he pushed further forward, he was anonymous again. And it's like, I said this when he came, and I know we differed at the time. He's not a number 10 for me. Never has been. He never will be. He's a deep lying midfield player because he's no good when he receives the ball with his back to goal because he's not skillful enough to skip away. But what he's got is so much intelligence, and he can manipulate the ball. Like when his head's up and he's got the ball at his feet, I wouldn't want anyone else on the ball. The ball he played into Calvert-Lewin was superb because they were screening thinking he was going to go sideways. He gets it out and just shifts it in, and it's in. It's a great touch by Dom and a lovely little layoff. Bernard, what a finish.
Bernard finish.
For your first goal, it was just an absolute finish.
I mean, we should have gone 3-0 up. Dom skips away.
Why didn't he just bend it in that?
Open your body up.
But he did.
Open your body up.
At first he opened it up, and I thought he's just steering this in the far corner, and then he dragged it. And once he dragged it across himself, the chance was gone. And
no, but going, you know what? On the Sigurdsson situation, I absolutely agree. For me, I whether he'd started it or whether he'd made the sub in the second half, the amount of ball that Garner gets, that for me should be Gylfi. In a game like this, I can't understand why you need Tom Davies and Garner with Gylfi ahead of them. Why not just play Gylfi deeper and, like you just said, see the whole pitch? Play an extra striker if you want.
Yeah, I thought he might go 4-4-2,
which is what I thought he'd do second half. But you're right, Gylfi then can see the whole pitch ahead of him.
Yeah.
But you're right, when he gets the ball in that edge of the box, he's gotta have dead quick feet or do something dramatic. And I just think if he started dropping him a little bit deeper, he can see things then, and that's where your centre forward then can start making runs into the channel, knowing that Gylfi can put it into the channel. And I think that's what's missing, because for me, in all our play, I think what happens is we get to that edge of the box and we've got nowhere to go with it other than wide, because there's no space. Whereas if Gylfi is dropped off 5 yards, he can see it then. I seen someone on our comments say, well, if he did that, then Gomez, what would Gomez do? Gomez doesn't do that. I think Gomez has had 1 assist and he hasn't scored any goals. That's not his job in the team. He's not somebody who
Gomez just recycles the ball, and he carries the ball. Gomez is
the ball carrier or whatever, or he's almost like he dictates the pace that you want to play at, and I think that's why he came on the second half. I look at Eriksen and I look where he plays for Tottenham, and I think obviously Eriksen is a better footballer, but Eriksen doesn't play as a number 10. Dele Alli plays as the number 10. Eriksen plays deep, where he can pick the ball up and see what's ahead of him and start making things happen. I think Gylfi Sigurdsson, that's where he's got. And listen, I know he scored goals and things like that. I just think we get more out of him by just dropping him off a little bit. You know, you look at him, the position he played in at Burnley. You know, he was deeper, and we didn't.
And we had these.
And look how much of the ball Garner gets, and you think, imagine that was Gylfi Sigurdsson picking that ball up there. You know, and seeing. You know,
it's, if you look at it's all about makeup of the team, isn't it? They're all good footballers, but Gylfi, for me, to play in that role, I think I've said it before, you almost have to be like Lookman. Really, I think you've got to be that player that can go either way with the ball, can skip around, get it in, get it back. He doesn't play that way. He slows the game down, but he does it not in a negative way. He slows everything down round him, and then he's the one who can play the ball. And I just think he's better with his head up.
You're right, because
with his back to goals.
You're right, because you're absolutely right, because the problem is that when he's got his butt back, when that ball comes up, he's so high a lot of the time that the centre forward then's got his back to goal as well, because he's up against the centre backs. But what you want is you want him there, and you want the centre forward with his body shape to run into a channel, and that's only going to come from Gylfi picking the ball up deeper and being able to knock that ball. We said it the other week when we saw him out, you know, the chances he's made where he can thread that lovely ball. That's not going to happen. He's on the edge of the box. He needs that space.
I done on one of the tactics shows I'd done in about November, and when Tosin had played, he'd passed the ball once to Tosin in 4 games or something. Now, he's your link man to your striker. That should be 10 and 11, and it wasn't. He was more of he'd thread balls wide. I don't think, if he played deeper, I still think he would have virtually the same amount of goals, because it's not like he's up alongside the striker. The only one you'd say was probably Fulham, his second goal, but then he broke on the edge of our box with all of them. And he's the one who you want coming on. So Garner comes on, can't shoot. Tom Davies wants to pass it wide because he hasn't got the confidence.
You're right though, that number 10, I think now, with the lack of an out-and-out striker, you're right, it has to be a Lookman or a Bernard. It has to be someone who can get the ball and manipulate it and move and create space. I think Gylfi's skill set should just be a little bit deeper, because I think we get a lot more out of
Gomez could play there.
No,
he's another one, isn't he? He'd be receiving the ball.
Look when he came on I think when he came on second half, for me, he was on to start matching them physically, to start picking the ball up and getting in 50-50s and winning them. Whereas Tom was getting pushed off the ball a little bit, and I think that's you're talking about makeup of a team. I think in a lot of games we could get away with playing Gylfi, Sigurdsson and Gomez as your centre midfielder, and not Garner, because you've seen Garner Saturday's passing is abysmal at times.
There was one near the end when he broke and it was 4 against 2, and he gave the ball, he picked one of them, and it was harder to do what he did.
And don't get me wrong, in games where you're playing top opposition, Garner's brilliant. He's Garner's brilliant, because you
don't need him to do the other stuff. You just need him to concentrate on this game. And it might be formations. It might come in so that you get the best out of Sigurdsson, Garner and Gomez. They might be your midfield 3 if you're playing a 3-5-2. So, and you've got another centre forward up there with, so. But listen, at the end of the day, we won the game. That's all that matters. If we'd have won 6-1. It doesn't matter. We've got through, but like you say, just a couple of things to come out of it. I mean, for me, Tosin, I don't know what we do with him. I honestly don't know what we do with him, because he's not crap by no means. He's a good footballer, but if this system doesn't suit him and we're not going to change the system, then what? We may as well sell him. Really,
I think we will. I think he'll go in the summer.
Well, what I'm saying, that's the point, isn't it? If you're not if we can't use him the way we want to use him, there's no point. You're ruining his career by just keeping him on the bench, and he's not really getting a chance. I mean, he should have been starting Saturday. £27 million centre forward who's looking to get back in the team. He should have been on from the start, and he wasn't. He come on at half time, and he'll know himself he didn't do anywhere near enough.
Spray.
He didn't spray. I noticed that.
Spray. He hasn't sprayed the last 2 games.
He's depressed.
Do you know what? It's like the Koeman thing. They stopped shaving and stuff.
He's ready to go.
I think he's ready.
At least he's played an FA Cup game for us.
Once he stop spraying.
Once you stop spraying,
that's the end of it. It's all over. It's all over. Listen. Won the game. We're through. We're in the heart. We'll see.
Newport at home, please.
Q,
Manchester City.
Chelsea.
It'll be Chelsea away, won't it?
7.
Oh, it's always Chelsea.
Always is Chelsea.
I hate. Stop playing Chelsea.
Always is Chelsea.
I want Newport at home. Let Chelsea get Liverpool or Wolves or something.
Let's just have a nice couple of
I'd love us to get just the Dicks and Newport all the way through. I've seen people going, I hope we've got a boss away day. No, mate. Newport at home with an injury crisis.
For them.
For them, not for us. Yeah. Just try and scrape through into round 5, and then you never know what happens.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. Listen, there we have it. Let us know your thoughts. Have we gone over the top? I don't think we have. I think we've just identified where we should have been better.
I thought at times we played all right. It's just we haven't been clinical enough, and that's the problem for me. And it's been a problem all season.
I think, listen, I think the opportunity was there to see the first half out, no problem. And the second half, I think, there was too much early on where we just give them too much encouragement. And teams like that only need a little bit of encouragement with, nearly 6,000 fans there. It's going to get them going. And that's all it takes sometimes. So, We're through. Let's see what happens. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't subscribed, please do click the bell for alerts. And if you want more great videos, join us over on Patreon. We'll see you later.